Hello everybody, welcome back to ArtistsMindset. As you can see, today I'm doing something a bit different. A little bit of ASMR maybe. I'm working on these beautiful puppet hands, which you might have seen on my Instagram stories already. And because I'm a bit behind on my commission, I'm not gonna lie, I decided to do a podcast while I make these puppet hands. So you can also see what I'm doing, but also, listen to my podcast. And I'm looking up because I have a camera. I have two cameras today because I'm a bit afraid that my normal camera is gonna die. So let's hope not, but let's see. Okay, what I wanted to talk about today is delegation of your tasks. And look at that, beautiful glue. Oh, I'm not really used to speaking actually while I do this, so this is very strange, but also very humbling, I must say, which is good, I think. So, I've been thinking a lot about delegating tasks. ASMR. This is a dried glue, by the way, from my gloves. And sorry that today's episode is very back and forth, jumpy. ADHD kind of episode of me jumping between tasks, but somebody might like it, so we'll see. But back to what I was saying. So lately I've been reflecting a lot on my goals and dreams with my art and whatnot, because I think I might have kind of burned out in the spring, but it wasn't really a normal burnout in a way. It wasn't like I worked too much and then I just, had no energy to do anything else and kind of depressed and all that. In a way it was, but it was very different. And I don't know if I have any therapists in the followers. You might tell me what was going on. But as I would describe it is, of course I was tired, of course I was exhausted, and I went to my doctor and psychologist and whatnot, and they all told me that I have depression, but I don't think I did, because I still really wanted to do my art and my work, and had a lot of kind of energy or inspiration to do that, if that makes sense, I just felt physically tired, and I just was dreading going to my normal 9-to-5 job, basically. And right now I can really feel it. Like I can really feel it after my holidays. I had like a mini holidays for 5 days, 6 days. I didn't work at all. I mean, in my normal job, the one that pays bills. And today is my first day back, sort of, and I don't want to go. And I keep, maybe making it worse for myself by judging myself and saying that, oh, you're just lazy, everybody has to work and all that. All these things that my parents always told me. But I don't know. I guess I'm just really tired of doing work that doesn't fulfill me at all, and that kind of eats away on my spirit. And I've been thinking about, if I wanted to grow my business or my art career and whatnot, maybe I need to get some people to join me. I need to delegate. And this is what I wanted to talk about today, because that was glue. Because I think a part of delegation, or let me rephrase. I think that if you want to grow your art, or if you have really big ambitions and goals and dreams like I do, you really need to kind of go through some kind of a ego death in a way. Because I think the first step is really accepting that, okay, I cannot do it alone. Which is okay. I think that's not so difficult to accept or recognize sometimes for some of us, that there's simply not enough hours in a day to do everything you want. But after that, what it means, if you decide that you actually need people to join you, then you need to recognize that not everything is gonna be exactly as you wish it to be. Not every product is gonna look exactly as you want it to be. Not every Instagram post is gonna have exactly the captions that you want it to have. And that's, I think, the biggest lesson or ego death, to accept that okay, I want to grow and I cannot do it alone, but then it won't be perfect as I want it to be. But sometimes things just need to be done, right? And I also wonder what would happen if you trust those people. And I don't mean only trust, but I think there is also a lot of fear about finding people that are irresponsible or not reliable or that don't really fulfill your expectations. But what if you actually trust that you find the people that are even better than you? Because there is no other person like you, right? So what if you actually trust and believe and manifest that you actually find people to join you that are better than you? And I think that's something that I had to have a process with, because right now I'm in a point where I'm kind of thinking to get other people to join me, because I feel like there are so many things I want to do and I'm getting so stressed because I really cannot fulfill everything I want alone. But it's really hard sometimes when you get people that want to help and that have the energy and that have the drive and motivation, but they simply don't see your vision. And yes, I think sometimes you also have to recognize that you need to move on. You need to find new people. Which is also another thing, I think we've been raised as women to believe that we don't deserve to succeed, maybe, or that if I succeed, it's gonna dim the light of others. But your success doesn't stop the success of other people or even your friends or other women. I think on the contrary, it helps them to grow. You create more opportunities if you are building more, if you are able to delegate, right? If you are successful, you can lift other people up, I think. And I know I'm talking about success as, this very broad thing and everybody understands it differently, but I think this is one unlearning that I had to do with my own mindset, because I think in my country or the circumstances I grew up in, it was very much believed that, there is one winner. But what if that one winner is actually lifting other people up? So we are all kind of winning, right? And I think that's what's happening, and that's what's often not mentioned, or we are maybe overlooking, because what if you trying to grow your business and you needing a social media manager, or you simply needing somebody to take good pictures of your art or your workshop or exhibition, whatnot, actually gives opportunity to that person that wants to become a photographer or wants to take good pictures but has kind of nothing tangible to take pictures of, and your project could give them some kind of value or validation. They could put it in their portfolio and grow their own brand or their own portfolio. Have you ever thought of that? Because I think that's what we often forget, and I certainly fell into the trap of being like, no, I don't want to use people, like, of course I could try to find somebody to join me and help with my workshops and take pictures and do social media, but I've been so stuck in my own mind and my own perception where I believe that I'm being used if I'm doing social media because it's something I don't enjoy, actually. Like, yeah, I like to make from time to time funny reels, but I hate being a social media manager. I've done that for 2 years and I don't like it. It's not for me. But maybe it is for some people, Maybe somebody enjoys it. And just because I don't enjoy it doesn't mean that other people don't. And that if I have somebody to help me out with that and I cannot really pay them yet because, my business is not really businessing, that I'm not helping them out in any way. And I think it's always about the intention and what I like to call a human attitude, like if you want to help, you will find a way to help somebody. So even if I'm not sure how I could support this social media manager, we can figure out together, right? They also have opinions, they also have needs and desires, and we can support each other. So really, I think it's about putting yourself aside a little bit. I don't know, it seems a lot like motherhood, You have to kind of recognize your needs and you have to prioritize yourself and take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. But at the same time, your art is like a child, it has life of its own, and of course you're trying to shape it, you're trying to support it and do your best. But if one day your child decides they want to play violin, are you going to support them because that's where they will naturally grow because that's their desire? Or will you be stubborn and say no because, I'm a bit scared because I don't know anything about violin and I cannot control that environmental situation. Cannot be perfect then, And I feel like it's the same with art business a lot, or maybe any business, I don't know, that you have to put yourself a little bit on the side and stop being a control freak and trust others and put your ego aside and support others and guide and navigate and of course express what you want, but not control. Not trying to be perfect, And I think that's just kind of the thoughts that I've been having the last week. Let me know what you think. I hope this episode made sense, or at least brought you some kind of inspiration. But yeah, I think it's a lot about trusting yourself, that you can manage whatever comes, and taking care of yourself so you can manage whatever comes, but really letting go of that ego so that is not only on you, because you don't have to carry it all alone. You really don't. Yeah. I think that's all from me for today, and I hope this episode made sense. It was a bit different. Let me know if you like my ASMR. We can do more of ASMR episodes, and I'll see you in the next episode of Artist Mindset.